At 2:14 a.m., the motion sensor in our living room tripped. By 2:16, my 10-year-old son, Liam, still half asleep, pressed the panic button which set up under his bed, just like we had practice. By 2:19, the police had Karen Whitman in handcuffs, tangled in my blackout curtains, shrieking about emergency inspection codes. She had crawled in through the laundry room window I'd forgotten to lock earlier. Her reason? She claimed she had a hunch that our lead bulbs weren't up to HOA standards. I'm Ethan Parker, a widowed IT consultant working for a mid-sized bank. I don't host block parties, gossip at mailboxes, or trim my lawn every other day like the Willow Creek HOA handbook subtly demands. My house is quiet, private, and mine, Liam and I keep to ourselves, which apparently made us targets of Karen Whitman, self-appointed neighborhood aesthetics enforcer. She seemed to think our porch light and our home alone threatened the community values. It started with notes slipped under our door at odd hours. First, a warning about a non-compliant garden gnome, actually a leftover Halloween skull I'd forgotten to put away. Then a $75 fine for solar pathway lights that had been there when I bought the house 5 years ago. Karen insisted they violated subsection 12.4 of the HOA lighting ordinance she'd written last month. She once rang our doorbell at 6:42 a.m. on a Saturday to lecture me about a seasonally ambiguous wreath, which was simply a eucalyptus circle my late wife had made years ago. Another time, she tried to enter our backyard to measure the grass blade for compliance. When I told her to leave, she huffed dramatically, promising to return with the proper documentation. Karen was often spotted crouched behind her hibiscus bushes, binoculars in hand, muttering into a walkie-talkie she swore connected to the local code enforcement office. The office later confirmed they'd never issued her any such device. My concern escalated when my trash cans mysteriously toppled every Tuesday night, spilling garbage across the driveway, and my security camera cables were cut clean through, apparently with garden shears. That's when I decided to upgrade everything. Silent alarms on every entry point, infrared cameras with cloud backup, and most importantly, panic buttons for Liam in his room and the hallway. We practiced twice a week until the routine became second nature. Press the button, lock the bedroom door, hide in the closet. Karen's obsession worsened after I declined to attend her mandatory neighborhood beautification seminar. She began appearing at odd hours, photographing trash cans at dawn, measuring mailbox heights at 11 p.m., even attempting to follow Liam from the bus stop, claiming she needed to inspect his backpack for contraband gum. I filed my first police report, though they explained there was little they could do unless she trespassed. Little did I know, that night would change everything. It began like any other. I tucked Liam into bed at 9:30 p.m., double-checked every lock, and settled to finish some work emails. Around midnight, I heard Karen's distinctive voice next door, arguing with someone about the lack of HOA enforcement. By 2 a.m., she had decided she couldn't sleep knowing I might be using non-HOA-approved laundry detergent, a detail she actually reported to police later. Clad entirely in black, which she claimed was standard inspection attire, she carried a flashlight, a laminated HOA rulebook, and a digital camera to document our violations. Karen tried the front door, then each window along the side of the house. The laundry room window, left unlocked, became her entry. She slid through like some hyper-focused raccoon, knocking over a bottle of fabric softener. The motion sensor in the living room detected her instantly, sending an alert to my phone. Liam, already trained for emergencies, pressed the panic button without hesitation. The silent alarm immediately notified the police using our predetermined code for home invasion. I rushed to his room, reassured him calmly, and grabbed my phone to monitor the security feed. Karen moved through our living room with her flashlight, photographing magazines on the coffee table while muttering about unapproved reading material. She entered the kitchen and began photographing the contents of my refrigerator, making audible, disgusted sounds about our non-organic milk. Within 4 minutes and 12 seconds, the police arrived, weapons drawn, shouting for the intruder to reveal herself. Startled, Karen tried to hide behind the curtains but got hopelessly tangled. As officers freed her, she screamed that this was an emergency code compliance inspection, waving her laminated rulebook like a federal warrant. It turned out Karen had conducted similar break-ins at 3 other houses in the neighborhood. The Johnsons reported strange footprints in their garden and missing porch decorations. The Martins discovered their shed door opened repeatedly. Mr. Crawford, an elderly neighbor, actually caught her in his garage but doubted his own eyes. Once news spread of her arrest, all neighbors came forward. I had crystal clear, cloud-back video of everything. Her checking windows, entering the laundry room, photographing our home, and muttering about noncompliance. The story went viral. Local news ran footage of Karen crawling through a window, and clips of her shouting, "This is my jurisdiction," while wrapped in curtains were widely shared. Social media exploded. Her mugshot and curtain entanglement became memes. The HOA held an emergency meeting 2 days later, with over 200 residents demanding Karen's immediate removal. They unanimously voted to disband the HOA, except for Karen's husband, who abstained, staring at the floor. Karen's legal troubles escalated. She faced charges for breaking and entering, trespassing, unlawful surveillance, and endangering a minor, since Liam was in the house during the intrusion. Her defense argued she had diminished capacity due to her obsession with neighborhood standards. The judge didn't buy it. Video evidence from multiple angles, proof of previous and authorized entries, and a lack of remorse sealed her fate. The trial lasted 3 days. Karen took the stand, rambling about the importance of aesthetic standards and claiming to be a hero protecting the neighborhood. The prosecutor simply played the footage of her photographing our refrigerator at 2:15 a.m. and rested case. Liam testified via video from another room, describing calmly how scared he was, how he pressed a panic button, and hid in the closet. The jury frowned when he explained he had nightmares after she followed him from the bus stop. Karen was found guilty on all counts. At sentencing, the judge highlighted her lack of accountability and the trauma inflicted on multiple families, particularly Liam. She received 18 months in prison, 3 years probation, and was ordered to pay $15,000 in restitution. She was permanently banned from coming within 500 feet of our home or Liam school and prohibited from holding any position in neighborhood associations. She gasped and grabbed the defendant's table for support as the sentence was read, her face turning the exact shade of red once provoked by non-compliant roses she had previously obsessed over. Thank you for watching Classic Stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories that remind us how powerful compassion truly is.